Hey guys, TwoFace here, and on today's video, we're going to be starting a new series. In this series, we're going to be doing a community showcase where we take popular map makers from the game Zeepkist, and we tell them to choose their 3 most favorite of their own maps. While we're playing these maps, we will be asking them questions to see what made them the map makers they are today. I hope you enjoy. Hey there, Richyyyy, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing fine. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, of course. I think that your tracks are great, so I think that having you first is definitely a good call.
I'm really eager to see all the other builders.
Oh yeah, I think all the builders are kind of excited to see all of each other's content because building is such a unique thing to everyone, you know, that everyone has such a different style and they want to see how other people like kind of operate and how they get their tracks made and stuff like that. And I think that you're a great example of like someone who just puts out bangers all the time. So I got some questions for you here.
No, thank you.
So Zeepkist, was it your first map making experience or did you have other games?
I did. Well, it's the first map making like racing game wise.
Right.
I did do some like building games. I really do like building games, mostly like theme parks, and also made some maps in Portal, but not really like racing games in particular.
Right. Yeah, that's great. I love Portal. What were the like first few maps you think you played in Zeepkist that kind of like shaped your experience?
Well, I do have written that down. Like the first track I subscribed on was like Electronic Blueberries.
Ooh, same.
Map pack.
Same.
The Canyon Joyride and Floor's Lava, and
those are classics.
yeah, the Floor's Lava had like this really cool like mega finish. So when you touch the lava, you die. Such a cool mechanic.
It is, and then people started doing that all the time. It just became really common.
Yeah, it's also in my first map that I uploaded, like a toxic sewer, and then I just changed the lava for toxic and made a sewer stealth map around it, and that's my first map I've uploaded on the workshop, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Because after that was the Great Wall, which also had like some. I think Dapper uploaded it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
And yeah, that's why I also got quite lucky with
people
like
recognizing your
my
tracks
name.
And stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you have any map makers that you like particularly well that you kind of like have inspired you or anything like that?
Yeah, I always liked Billy's maps. Like Billy's maps are that like super detailed.
Oh yeah. Billy's excellent.
Yeah, he's also like started really early. I think also it's the third map I think it was the third map I subscribed to was like Billy's train hop map, which was really fun as well.
Oh, Billy's train hop was great.
Yeah, his train hop. Other builders I also really like just Maki's maps.
Maki's maps are always fun.
A little bit difficult for me, but they're always like super nice aesthetic wise.
They definitely take time to learn, but they're fun once you do learn them. Yeah.
And I think my favorite builder is Cornshot. Like his maps are always like super fun. The multiple paths are also like super fun to drive, and it's like his maps are really. I think his maps are really like made for Zeepkist. They're super fun and they're like they want you to explore.
Right. You kind of gotta like sit there and figure out the puzzle that is the track, and even sometimes when you do, it's not necessarily what is actually the fastest way, just depending on your methods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there anything that that was particularly difficult about making this track or anything like that, or was this one pretty smooth going?
It was the first Sand map I've made, and it's also like a bit more detailed than my other maps because before this one I made Zeep Dam with Billy, and I really learned from Billy to make like tracks a bit more detailed and and fun to drive. Like if you have like these really tiny details for people to notice and such.
Oh, for
So
sure.
I also tried and add those to this track. So it was a bit more difficult in the sense that it's yeah, more detailed, and also my first sand map, because ZCT didn't really like they chose builders per theme, and they already had like most of them filled out, like which builder is gonna do what.
Yeah.
So I only could choose between sand and ice. Oh no! Oh, I think sand of ice was already picked by C-Doll, of course.
Oh yeah, Sita. Yeah, I plan on probably having him on this series at some point as well. I haven't asked him yet because I've asked quite a few people already, and I feel like if I ask too many at once, it may be overwhelming. But yeah, I have him planned for sure. Gonna ask him.
Yeah, overwhelming for your
Yeah, just for like my scheduling and stuff like that. Yeah. Do you have any like big tips and tricks for people who might be looking to get into map making that you learned like over time or anything like that?
Well, when I started I didn't really have like the scaling mod, so the scaling mod really helps if you want like these big structures like this map has.
Oh, for sure.
The scaling mod really helps with map making, and the drag selection is also one I use.
Definitely. It's the Blueprints Plus for that one, isn't it?
I don't think I have the plus one. I still have a really old one from V9, but it still works.
Oh, does it?
But I think the main, like, I got really lucky with like Dapper, like showing the Great Wall map, and that was like some good advertising. But nowadays there are so many great builders, and
oh, for sure.
I think advertising is like 50% of if you want people to play your tracks, can be really tough.
Oh yeah,
there's there are so many great builders now.
Oh, definitely. Well, I know like the way Billy built his name was he would just host lobbies every day with like pretty much exclusively his tracks, and then that's how people got to know his tracks. It's basically the same thing Jackster Bro is doing now.
Yeah, that's great. I think the official Discord also really helps, like sharing some pictures of your map in progress. Can also really like boost people and hype people up to play your tracks. If they see like constant and nice tracks from your name, they're gonna notice, and they're
for sure. I think being like a part of the Zeepkist Discord in general is good for just kind of like sleuthing through other people's ideas and seeing like other concepts that are being created that maybe not be being implemented into tracks per se, but are just like something that's an interesting idea that people haven't necessarily implemented into a track yet.
Yeah, I mostly get my reference from Trackmania, like the same way. Like I watch like the track of the day.
Oh yeah, same, and all the time.
Like the community over there is already so big, and I really like it's such a great sort of sandbox with so many great maps where you can get ideas and inspiration from.
For sure.
Like the previous track, like the ZCT, like the sand map, was also inspired by a track in the Trackmania community, and yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah,
reference also really helps with building tracks.
A lot of people really like the more Trackmania styled maps as well, like all of the really smooth transitions and stuff like that, where you're working with like gravity to like just kind of like sling yourself in the right direction and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's like, it's also like you can also like my rubber band map was like really also in the style of Trackmania, like building wise or like decoration wise, because you have people that build like super realistic, like Billy, Cornshop.
Exactly.
There are people that building more like Trackmania style decoration, like I sometimes do, and also just Maki, which also has a Trackmania background, I believe.
Yep.
But yeah, it's super fun to see like these two distinguished like these types of decoration.
I agree.
And I also think it is a great tip to, like, if you want to decorate your track, you don't want like only a floating track in the sky. You also want some decoration around it, and it could be like really simple, some stacked towers of like
Man,
some random.
You're just calling my tracks out right now. All of my tracks are floating tracks in the sky.
I'm not saying it's bad. But if you want some decoration, it doesn't have to be like super decorated. It also can start with some abstract pillars and just flopping them around, like a bit, basically like the Trackmania style decoration is.
Right. I've heard the Trackmania map maker is a lot different, but yeah, I can definitely see where like inspiration comes and stuff like that. What inspired you to make this track?
This track is actually made for like before the Zeepkist Discord events, like the map making events were a thing. We had an idea to make a championship. So this was also like far before the ZCT. And I basically got asked to make a few maps for this competition, and this was one of them, being focused around pipe riding. So that's why it's all industrial-like and such. But yeah, the event got cancelled, and I got all these tracks like lying around, and I decided to finish it and release it.
This one's great, honestly. I see it in lobbies a lot.
It's also, I think it's one of my more difficult tracks because yeah, pipe riding is not really.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, I definitely just almost crashed straight into the finish line to get a finish. Woo, that was close.
Yeah, I think it's also like one of my more. I really enjoyed this map, like making it, because it was so different from all the tracks that I normally build.
Right, it's a different kind of flow, but it's still got flow.
Yeah, I tried.
I really enjoy this track, and I know a lot of other people do. Ronan plays it in his lobbies all the time.
I think it's like, as you said, like Zeepkist like got like the people there did a bit more like competitive and they're a bit more advanced in knowing the lines to take and such, and there are people that are a bit more novice maybe, or just playing for fun, and I think this map is really more for the more advanced people.
Oh yeah, definitely. Outer tube riding is not an easy thing to like master in this game.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that I know that I have focused on quite a bit in terms of like trying to get better at it, and I'm not even to like a point where I'm happy with my performance a lot of the time on outer tube rides. So this is a great track to practice to like get better at things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm also not a great Zeepkist driver, but I think it's doable for the bit more lower skilled people.
It's always that final like jump that gets me, lining it up and trying to land back on the tube on this one.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can like go for the risky one and jump on the inward part of the tube.
That's always what I try to do, and then I always mess it up.
hoping you're sticking on the tube, and not falling off.
Yeah.
Yeah, really fun to build.
Let's see, we're going through questions like crazy quick here. Anything you like got for like did you have like a hard time like making any of the parts of this? Like was there anything that like got you stuck and you were like, oh man, I don't know like what to do here, or like
well, I mostly build in like little segments, and there was a long time where I didn't really enjoy the flow of the track. Like it was basically like a lot of spiraling and sticking on the same place of the track. So I tried to like spreading it out a bit, so you got you got more like room for
air and stuff like that.
Yeah, but also for decorations and such.
Right. Well, it looks like that's kind of time up for us. Thanks for joining me, Richyyyy.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was really fun. We might do a number 2. We'll see.
Yeah, it went super quickly.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast time flies. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
That's all I have for you for today, guys. If you want to check out any of Richyyy's tracks, I'll have appropriate links down in the description. And if you guys have any ideas for questions for the coming map makers, go ahead and leave them down below. I will also take suggestions from map makers to feature in the coming videos. So please leave them down in that comment section. I'll be reading every single one of the comments. And you guys have a good one. See ya!